I'm choosing to leave the best relationship I ever had. She's my best friend and we've dated for 2 years. She was always the girl of my dreams. We never had any huge fights or arguments. We were always there for each other and had similar interests. We talked about marriage and I had plans to propose to her in the next few months, but unfortunately she said she never want kids. I want to raise children but she doesn't. We had a discussion and she's very sincere about not wanting kids. She's my best friend and I love her, but I don't think I can marry someone who doesn't want a future with children being involved. It's her body and choice, but it's also my choice to leave the best relationship I ever had. I don't know what to do, but I think leaving the relationship is my only option. I still love her.
Wow.
So this is one of those things where I think like they're thinking in an extremely like mature way, because they're not at this point. You gotta like put emotions aside and be like, what do I want for my future? What does she want for her future? It's obviously something different, so you gotta just move on at that point. I feel like that's like the most mature way he could think about it.
Probably. I mean, this is just one of those fundamental issues that I feel like you have to have down as a couple, because if you don't agree on something like children, yikes, that's not going to bode well for you in your relationship. So I think he's probably making the right call here, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree with that. The other side of it, because I think you guys already said it perfectly, is to acknowledge how painful stuff like this really is. Mm-hmm. Because everything else seems to be working out perfectly. Like everything else seems to be good. So you got, 80% of the relationship is where you want it to be, and you are getting along, and you have that chemistry and everything. And then there's that one building block you need to keep things together. That one, the what is it called? The keystone, right? The keystone.
Yeah.
That's right. And if you don't have that, you don't have long-term sustainability for your relationship. So to me, it's almost like having to mourn the loss of someone dying of a terminal illness. Like imagine if you go through that, it's like it's slow and it's debilitating and it's incredibly emotional. So it's going to be really hard to do, but it's something that I think this person has to address it, but they should give themselves a little bit of time to hurt, right? Because if you just try to say, we're not compatible, this ain't gonna work, you got to acknowledge like what the relationship is really meant and how painful it really is. So it's like you're putting down something that's really important to you, like the family pet, but you're doing it because it's suffering.
Yeah. Man. Cut it at the root.
Yeah, you cut it at the root, right? But you acknowledge the fact that it's going to be that shit's hurt forever. It's going to hurt for the rest of your life. It's a huge loss.
And I feel like, no, sorry, keep going.
No, that's it.
I was going to say, this is one of those things where because it's something that hasn't happened yet, it's even more difficult, because you might try and tell yourself like, well, just wait, like they're young right now, so maybe in the future they'll want kids. Maybe right now she's just like very, very into her career, or she's into something else and she just doesn't want them, but maybe in the future she will want them. So it's one of those things where you want to tell yourself like, hey, I should just wait this out, because like they can't know, they obviously can't know right now, like who knows what they'll think in the future. And you want to stay with them because, like you said, everything else is going right, but not this. But this is something that hasn't happened yet. So it's like one of those things that you want to put off and you don't want to address it because it hasn't happened yet.
Right. But the more that you put it off, the more it's going to hurt. So it's a difficult balance to achieve, to acknowledge the pain involved, without necessarily just making it exponentially worse. So like I would say, if I were him, this person, I would start disconnecting, slowly but surely, just steadily start moving away. It's not something you necessarily have to just suddenly just cut off, but like start kind of letting go of some of this. Allow yourself to kind of grieve a bit, and then at some point talk to this person and bring it up that's what's happening. Like, bring it up, and it's because it's important that they probably know.
I think it needs to be the reverse order, though.
Oh, you think it should be cut first?
No, you're saying to disconnect and then talk.
Oh, I'm saying start the process of disconnecting.
I'm saying talk first and then disconnect.
It seems like, because he said we had a discussion, she's very sincere about not wanting it. So I feel like this person has spoken to them and has tried being like, you know, this is what I want. And it seems like they're just kind of like, it's not what I want.
Right. At this point, it's whether they're aware that that's a, what is it called, a non-negotiable, that's a deal breaker or not, because the other partner may not know that. The partner may just say, oh yeah, fuck kids, I don't like them.
Yeah,
people are like that.
That's what I said.
Which, you know, Queen and I are like that. We don't want kids either, and that definitely helps. But
you were both on the same page.
Right,
and if we weren't, then that could have been a huge potential problem. Like, I know people, like, even I could say people in my own family that have kept quiet about things like that, and they end up just like regretting the next 30 years of their life. Their children end up fucking resentful, hating their parents, and there's all these issues. They end up divorced anyway, and now they fight over the kids, and it's a fucking nightmare. Like, I do believe that introducing people into the world carries with it, it's it's costs. Like, for example,
consequences.
Like being attracted to Nikki. Right. I can't have that.
It brings his risks. And Nikki said, I draw the line at Leo. Nikki, you gonna get me banned. That's it. They gonna find my ass with you. With you in the chat right here, they gonna associate us together. They gonna know we all homies, and they gonna ban us all at once. They gonna get us on what are those laws when they can get when they get one cartel member, they get the whole thing? The fucking RICO laws?
Yeah.
They gonna get us on RICO shit, bro.
Nikki Rico, that's it.
Nikki Rico, Nico.
The Nico.
They gonna get us on the Nico. CF Woody, what's up, bro? Welcome. Thank you so much. I have the alerts off right now because I have Queen and Leo in the motherfucking chat. Don't worry, they're not getting you. All right, thank God. CF Woody, welcome. Big shout out to you. How you doing?
Hey, Big Woody. How you doing, Big Wood?
Big Wood.
Yeah, we got Big Mayo in the building.
Oh, look, all right, can I say Queen of Wands?
No, hey, yeah. What's up, my beauties? Welcome. Yeah, seriously, that's one of those things that really sucks. Like, everything else is working, but like, this is just fundamental, like you said. Like, this is not one of those things you can like avoid. And the thing is that maybe somebody will change, but it's like you also start getting into the territory of like, okay, how much time do we spend until we figure out if the other person is gonna change or not? Like, do you feel like you're wasting your time? Because I don't know, this dude might be like, shit, man, I want to be a young dad, so like I need to start fucking and sucking soon and shooting out these fucking seeds, and I need to get my kid out there. Like, I don't want to be that dad that's just old. I want to be like a young dad. So you might you might spend all that time trying to convince the other person, and then they're like, no, I've been telling you this for a long time. I do not want kids. And you're like, shit, I thought I could change you. And then they're like, well, why the fuck did you think that? And then, you grow bitter towards each other.
That's totally right. The other thing is you can never quite tell if they are saying certain things because they legitimately changed, or they're just trying to appease you because they're afraid to lose you. Because that's something else that happens. People are like, they're like, yeah, I like secretly, oh yeah, fuck kids, I don't want kids. But on the outside, they're like, they know that kids are important, so they're like, well, I'll do it for you. But they end up doing it, and then they just resent their spouse.
People pleasing and boundary drawing goes back to that.
That's right. I mean, I love cooming out lots of mayonnaise everywhere, but I'd rather just, spread that mayonnaise on the sandwich I eat with some old tuna fish. Instead of having Queen and her fucking diametrics try to, sabotage the nuclear cell reproduction cycle and create a nosal concoctionary creature so despicable to this earth that I have to abort it right away using a Nikki technique.
Which is
to just sing a song at the
Really?
Yeah, he just says, I did it for you, baby boy.
I did it for you, and then that's it. Immediately aborted.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It disintegrates and turns into stem cell research scientist.
Amazing.